we leave Pensacola, North Carolina, going up Winter Star Mountain. The proximity of Cattail Creek, which is the river running next to us to the right. It's hard to see with the reflection down in there. More or less defines the beginning of the Cattail Creek community, because clearly at this point there's no farmland like there is in the Pensacola Valley, not really much agricultural land. So people who lived up here came after their necessity to, they didn't need to be here to farm and subsist. These were folks who had enough means to come from elsewhere. So this is the beginning of the Cattail Creek community, which the original homes go back to the 1930s. Here is the Cattail Creek Community Association building, which is basically a meeting hall and for other community-related events. This house was owned by Bill and Julie Heckert, who were friends of my parents. They came up from Florida every year for the summer back in the 60s and 70s. This community, as I'd said in the earlier video, was built by a man named Percy Threadgill, who built this house and lived in it with his wife Helen. Perhaps one of his heirs lives there now. Don't really know, but up here on the left is the plaque which our mother, Edna Guerin, had conceived and donated in honor of Percy Threadgill for creating this wonderful community in the mountains for all of us to enjoy. She felt it was important to honor his legacy, so they put this plaque up. She dedicated it along with the others who were involved. Now, going north, or east actually, going up, and we are in Gene's Kia Soul Electric, which is exceedingly quiet. So we can put the window down to get the sounds of the area. As you can see, many mailboxes down these little side roads. Lots of nature. And I apologize for the sun reflection. So we turn this last paved curve, and Deep Gap Road goes off to the right, Winter Star Road goes off to the left, and turns into gravel. Parents bought our home here, Gene's home, in 1968 after almost a decade of looking for properties in western North Carolina. My father, who very gifted at sniffing out bargains, wasn't really satisfied with anything he saw west of Asheville. It seemed too hot and too low and too expensive. Pumping gas one day in Asheville, a young man pumping the gas, my father commented, "It's really warm here today for North Carolina," and the young man said, "Yes, it is. It's a lot cooler back up home." My father said, "Where's that?" because his ears perked up. The young and said, oh, up in Yancey County, northeast of here, around Burnsville. So my father and mother headed north and east on what were then very narrow two-lane roads. The area did not have the level of highway development that the area west of Asheville had. Here, listen, that's the creek down there. So they went to Burnsville, where they encountered a realtor named Edgar Edge. He drove them up this mountain to see another property. And my father noticed a homemade for sale sign in a home, cardboard with scrawled out phone number. And he said to Mr. Edge, well, what about that cabin? Mr. Edge said, oh, well, it needs a lot of work. Well, my father knew whenever you hear that, it's usually a good deal. So he said, well, I want to look at that one too. Are you listing it? And Mr. Edge reluctantly said yes. So they stopped and looked at it. And Edward V. Guerin said, we'll take it. Went back to the realtor's office, wrote a check, called the Bank of Pasco County, told them to transfer money into the account for savings, and that was how the home on Winter Star Mountain came into our family. And all I can say is, as usual, my father got an exceptional deal. The cabin was completely furnished, linens, dishes. The woman who had it had died in Miami, left it to her niece in California, who had no interest in it, so it had been listed for a long time. This is one fork of the creek. And it goes under this bridge and goes down to meet the other fork of the creek. So Gene's home is surrounded by two creeks, one on each side. Florida, Volusia County.